What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. It's been way too quiet on my channel. It's time to fix that for this little bit at the end of the weekend. We have the Mobilization coming up. I have to say that Kixeye has done a decent job for a change. Not in terms of the store, because it still seems to be lacking, but at least it has better prices than what we typically see. We still don't have blank time tokens, but we have the riots and stuff like that. Daily missions rework would still resolve the issue of the Blood Amber being necessary for additional build tokens. But let's go ahead and let's hop over to the store, and I'll talk about the targets after we take a look at the store. So first off, everybody can get access to all the ships that have been released thus far in the Umbra faction, as well as the Paragon again. Interesting. We have mark upgrades and heavy missiles for the heavy psi missiles for the Paragon and neutrino fuel. But the primary thing is the Mobilization was meant to be used for helping mark upgrade brand new ships, and they're starting to implement that a little bit in this form. The Ogre Battleship Mark IIs, as well as the Wraith and Phoenix. Now anybody who's like me, when the Phoenix frigate stuff was available, we farmed up as much as we needed for a ship that most of us won't use. Paragon Battleship Mark II with crafting box, just like the others, so it's previous generation tech of the Altairians, but still has a place here, and at least it's somewhere in the game. Okay. Recommendations list. I'm still playtesting with my Ogre Battleship, but thus far, with certain setups, it'll be doing just fine on its own. But other than that, I'd recommend having cruisers out in front of it, because of if you equip it with the missiles, it's going to be great at dealing with crowds. But in PvP, you're going to want to more or less go with a fitting we've already had for most battleships, which is projectile weaponry and then just mob target to death. But remember, as they're doing damage, they're going to be restoring their ablative armor. But let's go ahead and let's take a look. First up that I'd recommend anybody get, the Wraith Cruiser, because of how useful this is right off the bat. One, if the enemy's shield or ablative layer falls and it starts doing direct damage, so long as it is actively hitting the enemy target, their weapons will be disabled and they cannot fire while they're being hit. So this can be exploited to a degree if someone equips beam weapons or anything like that with a long firing time, where they're constantly hitting the target for low damage, but the rest of the guns are eating everything off the ship. They can disable and effectively make a enemy ship useless, which I actually like that prospect, and I'm working on refitting one of mine right now. Actually, I'm refitting my top one, the Elite, already. But go Wraith Cruiser, Ogre Battleship, skip the Phoenix Frigate because I already maxed out one. I still have no use for it. Paragon Battleship, pick up the mark upgrade boxes, and remember, for every 5 boxes you buy and open, you can upgrade that once. So we have enough for an entire fleet to Mark II, entire fleet to Mark II, entire fleet to Mark II, and if you want an entire fleet of Phoenix frigates for whatever reason, again, 6 of them for an entire fleet. Now, immediately afterwards, I'd recommend picking up Altairian time tokens if you have additional resources and stuff like that, so you can just spend the extra intel, more or less, on just rapidly producing ships. If I wasn't already in the Umbra faction, I'd be picking them up myself, but I'm focusing on advancing. And since I already have one elite mark upgrade race, now it's time to start working on the Ogre, and I'm going to try and maintain this, so each month I'll try and get one elite mark upgrade ship, so as they're brought out, I'll be able to mark upgrade them. I don't have to rush to build them if I do that, because I'll be able to farm it up, and I'll be able to show it off at more or less what I would say should be its top fitting for PvE, not PvP, because I still don't do PvP all that often anymore. But next up, Neutrino fuel, start from the top, work your way to the bottom. So go 3, 2, 1, immediately after time tokens. If you want to pick up the heavy psi missiles, go right ahead, but I'd recommend using the Xeno variation over the explosive in favor of the additional damage. And there's going to be a lot of people that'll say that, oh, it's going to be doing less damage because alien damage. Most targets you fight have alien damage resistance, and the only thing I have to say is in PvP, any number of resistances can be on ships. I could be using energy and explosive, energy and projectile, projectile and explosive, up to 42, if not higher percent. So, 50% off of Xeno damage, plus whatever you may have on the ship's armor, just stacks rapidly. Next up, I can't recommend the prize boxes because they're still random chance you're not going to get anything guaranteed ship-wise, but you're going to get a load of credits. Now, they're not going to be on this recommendations list because the other things are more important, and so are resources for continued upgrading of bases and stuff like that. Lately, I've been having stuff running around the clock for upgrading, but the Mobilization's prize list is just that, exactly as I listed it. Wraith, Ogre, Paragon, skip the Phoenix, pick up the boxes, starting with the Wraith, then go Ogre, Paragon, pick up Neutrino Fuel 2, 3, 1, the Altairian time tokens, and if you want Xeno psi missiles, pick them up. Well, not the Xeno, the heavy psi missiles. But again, skip them if you already have the Xeno psi missiles because carpet nuking a base is too hilarious. And broken in general. Skip over the event boxes because there's, for lower levels, I can see the use in them because you have a chance of getting better ships. But for higher levels, it's a waste of intel that we can spend on resources to just max out what we have or pick up everything else. Now, on to targets. What are we going to be looking at? Well, this is actually interesting. The targets list was split up, and we have A and B variations of every single target that involves the Ogre and the Wraith. Now, my guess is they're each going to be focused on that specific ship. So the Battleship is most likely going to be the most predominant ship in the A, in the Research Division A at level 110, because the prize box that's dropping is the Ogre Battleship stuff. And as we can see from the rewards is guaranteed 25 to 30 blight. Now that's actually quite a bit, but most of us are going to be starting off small because we're going to be picking up enough to produce each ship and mark upgrade them. If anybody's like me, I'm going to do one from each level, so I won't have full fleets like I did with the Altairians or anything for it, but it'll be just to play around with. But from level 90 and up, you start getting guaranteed drops. You can get as low as 10 and as high as 15 blight. And you get the reusable Nova cannons, reusable... Oh, there's a typo there. Unless only the top one drops the Nova missiles, because in each other one it goes Nova missile, goes Nova cannon, each one drops the Wraith, which should drop the Nova cannon. Each one drops the Battleship, should drop the Nova missile. And then Blitz targets, you have the Research Division 110, with 5 explosive elements. Don't know exactly what that's going to be about, but I'll have to wait until I get further information, but that's most likely going to be used for crafting unique weapons, I'm guessing, just like how the Blight worked with the Blight weapons. We're already getting reusable items for level 4 Nova missiles, so I don't know why we would need the explosive element. 10 missile fragments, 300,000 intel, well, amber shards, blitz 90, 10 to 15 blight guaranteed, and no additional drops, and just intel. Recommended targets, well, if anybody's going to be doing what I'm doing, Ogre Battleships are after about anything that drops them, you're going to want to tag it and bag it, because that's more or less the only way to get that's more or less the only way to advance in the game. Just focus on a certain goal. And I will be sharing fighting with the ships later on, and I'll be doing a showcase or something before the weekend or on the weekend of the Ogre Battleship and my first impressions of it and the impressions thus far. Now the fitting isn't unique. I literally just picked up what I could and just threw it on it. But I'm going to wait to upgrade it and change the fitting to what I want the end fitting to be, and I'll share it with everybody. But that's going to be it, everybody. If you found this video useful, informative, or in any other way, shape, or form helpful, or you just came around to listen to me ramble on, feel free to leave a like. If you have any information to add, or if you have anything to say, if you have any information revolving around the explosive element, feel free to share it below in the comment section for everybody. If you want to see more content like this, or content of other sorts, ranging from Ark to Total Annihilation, StarCraft, feel free to subscribe. But that's going to be it, everybody, and as always, I'll see you later.